I was on a call today with a software developer, or I should say a business owner, who developed an app called Condo, and that app is an inbox for LinkedIn. It's an inbox outside of LinkedIn that enables you to manage your messages way more efficiently and with a lot more flexibility than LinkedIn can offer. And he invited me through LinkedIn to discover this app. And what was striking was the resemblance between his sales process and my sales process. His sales process was just purely about delivering value, and so is my sales process. His sales process was about showing me the features of the product that could be useful to me, and just giving me a tour and letting me see for myself what I could do with this product. And that is very similar to my sales process. I think that the first phase of a good expertise-based, authentic sales process should be about giving value instead of trying to convince or describing why your service is going to be great for people. Just give them a sample. And it is so easy these days to look around and replicate how this could look like. Take any software company. They will give you a sample, typically a free time period, a week, 2 weeks, a month, to test for yourself. After which you can decide if you want to, pay for it, or sometimes it just keeps it for free for a long time. When you adopt that mindset, you come at selling from a completely different perspective. There's less pressure. You're not here to convince anyone. There is no coercion. There is no forceful persuasion. There is no need for slick messaging or salesy, catchy sentences or things of that nature, because all you're doing is inviting people with generosity to see for themselves and judge by themselves. In fact, this reminds me of the origin of the word giving. Giving comes from the Old English the origin of the word selling. Selling in Old English means giving, right? It used to mean just an exchange of value, giving something, and sometimes in exchange for something else. But these days we have usually completely different definition of the word selling in business. Now, if I think about the ways you can give value, there are many ways. You can write something. You can share your insights through content marketing. You can give your time. You can give maybe a sample of your time for people to sample how you work, see for themselves if there is a fit, if the energy works, if they see themselves working with you. You can also invite them to a session, like an online session, and and create that value with you in live with the help of a group. That's something I've been doing for over 2.5 years now. And what's interesting is that the call that I had with the creator of Condo reminded me that I used to talk about my events, those online events, as webinars. I used to be really in that mode of teaching and saying and giving a course and delivering and adding more value and saying and producing. But the call with the owner of Condo reminded me that all I have to say, and that's something I evolved over time, all I have to do in my live events is just giving a sample and giving a tour to people. Really, as my colleague Blair Hans likes to say, the sale is a sample of the work. It's just as simple as that. So that call got me thinking about a new concept that was also suggested during another interaction, another conversation today with another colleague. And it's the concept of a lab. So I am considering shifting from calling my events webinars or live workshops to just a lab, L-A-B. A lab is experimental in nature. It's explorative. It can be also interactive and collaborative. you do a lab together, and instead of having a definite answer, something that is correct at the end, a lab tends to shoot or tend to steer you to an answer that is more crowdsourced, I would say, because we've built it together. So there is more perspective to that idea. There's also ownership to that idea. People will give you more nuanced feedback. There is also more confidence built in that idea because it comes with a validation of the market, direct validation of the market. Again, what happened in my call with the owner of Condo? Well, he was showing me around features and looking at what I could do. I actually made this app kind of my own. I got settled, just like when you go somewhere, you rent a place and you make yourself at home. I was just making myself at home in the app. And so I'm thinking of doing the same, and even more of the same in my event, inviting people to make themselves at home with a space that I created for them to grow connection, community, a sense of meaning, understanding, deepen their ideas, test ideas, and maybe leave that space with some takeaways, key takeaways, and maybe a heightened sense of commitment with some actions they want to take. And that aligns so well with authenticity. That aligns so well with authentic business growth, because my perspective is that there is only one way to build a business with authenticity. In fact, there's only one way to find who you are. It's by trying things. It's by doing things. It's by experimenting things. I look at life and I look at my business and I look at pretty much everything I do as a constant lab, a constant prototype. I've mentioned it here before in those videos that you've watched. This is a paper airplane right there on my right, on my shelf, and this is a symbol for my work, which is a constant prototype. I'm prototyping MetaHelm. Now we're on version, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20, and next year will be another version. In fact, every day is a new version of MetaHelm. This is such a refreshing view of business to me, because it signifies that there is constant evolution, there is growth, there is life, just like that tree behind me. It's constantly growing, it's constantly changing. And I think that's what makes business life exciting and sustainable, and attracts wealth, and attracts all sorts of good things. So I hope this idea helps you maybe also reconsider the way you sell your services, the way you let people sample and give you, sample your value and give you feedback, and be in that really a caring exchange of ideas, instead of being in the forceful persuasion mode that some people believe that sales should be about. I don't believe that. I think we should. I think it's time that we go back to, maybe it's a little bit of a traditional view of selling, but I think it's time that we really accept that we as humans do better when we connect with that level of understanding. Practicing, exploring together, co-creating together, and coming up again with crowdsourced answers to our questions versus curated or perfect or so-called correct answer. There's no right or wrong. What works for you is what you need to apply. All right. Thanks for letting me know about what you think about this idea. Comment and reshare, and I look forward to doing another video for you.